Okay, just taking a video of the condition of the boat. Hopefully it'll be in the same condition when I get to Bermuda. That'll be basically 1,000 nautical miles from where I'm at. Okay, both quarter berths are prepped and ready to go. This one, well, not really this one, but there's a seasick kit. If I'm laid up seasick, I've got coffee, 5-hour energy, breakfast bars, water, that way I don't have to get up, chips. Hopefully I don't need that. Also, what I did for food is I made burritos. This is a chorizo, cheese, egg and cheese. This one is ground beef, cheese, black olives, refried beans. Also, I always get these pre-cooked brisket and also pre-cooked turkey, which I tend to get most of. This stuff is cooked already and it's vacuum sealed, as you can see. It'll last a month, and then you just crack it open, throw it in a Ziploc bag, and you're good to go. So I shouldn't need to even purchase any food when I'm in Bermuda. Eggs, sausage, different things, sodas. The V berth is just going to be storage for the trip. It's the dinghy up there. I got the generator in there because I'm not going to need it. And if I take a wave over the back, I don't want to get douched with salt water. So, but anyway, hopefully the boat looks this way when I get to Bermuda. It's April 14th, 11:15, leaving St. Augustine Inlet, heading to Bermuda. The weather should be good all the way, I believe. It's the evening of the 14th, first day on the water, first day of the trip. Couldn't be better sailing conditions. About 15 miles east of Jacksonville at the moment. This is the end of the second day. Didn't make very good progress today, but we're back on course. We just got into the area where the wind is. We're not making great time, but we are under sail, engines off, and this trip's just going to take a lot longer than what I expected. I don't know if you can see that. There's a ship back there just sitting out here doing nothing, probably waiting for a load, I guess. I'm not saying I almost hit it, but I did have to change course not to hit it. The Atlantic is a lot different than the Gulf is. I've never seen another ship in the Gulf. But anyway, the end of day 2, not a bad day. Motored pretty much all of today to get north of the high pressure zone, and it looks like we're back on track and making progress. This is the end of day 3. Everything's going smooth, sailing downwind. I don't know if you can see that, wing on wing. Not breaking any speed records, but heading in the right direction. Morning of the 17th of April, heading towards Bermuda, and just got a broad reach out of nowhere, and we're cooking right along at 4 knots. It's not strong, but it's absolutely perfect. I think that's the 4th day, even though the 24-hour period doesn't stop till 10 o'clock tomorrow as far as measuring the distance. But anyway, I don't even know if that matters anymore. We haven't been making good time, but I think we should be 100+ miles today. It's been a good sailing day, and I think tomorrow will be as well. We've got 555 nautical miles to go. We're about 350 miles into the journey from St. Augustine. Anyway, nothing to report. Everything is going absolutely smooth. Today has been by far the best day as far as sailing, sea conditions, and probably the amount of miles that we put underneath the keel today. Anyway, it's the 5th morning of the passage, April 18th, and really made good time last night. Woke up at 1:30 going 8 knots, and you know, obviously if I was a racer, I'd have jumped up, eased it back to, you know, 6 or 7 and maintained that and really made up some time. But as a cruiser, that was unsettling. So plus I was sleeping, so I went ahead and backed it down to about 4.5. I reefed the main, furled in the jib, and because it was so gusty, I changed my point of sail to be a little more forgiving, not pinching so much, and went back to sleep. Okay, it's the 5th day at sea, April 18th. 400 and I believe 70 nautical miles from Bermuda, about halfway. Obviously the last half is going to go a lot quicker than the first half, and this seemed like a good view with the sun coming off the waves, so I thought I'd do this this video log at this particular time and showcase my boom, or my what is that, boom halyard, boom sheet snubber bungee. It's working great. Pretty much takes out all the small bangs and snubs the large ones, believe it or not. Anyway, things are going smooth. Had a little bit of a blow today, took care of it. We're still double reefed. We're still doing over 5 knots through the water, but our speed over ground is a knot less than that, so I'm happy with it. I may shake out a reef, and then again I may, you know, because we're so close to dead downwind, I may drop the main altogether and see what that does. You know, that'll help our course, laying a course will improve with that. You know, I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, it's all good. Heading to Bermuda, and no issues. Well, it's April 19th, day 6. 391 miles to go, and this is what we got. Some rollers left over from some really good wind we had. We were going anywhere from 6 to 8.5 knots. I had reefed before I went to sleep, just so I didn't have to do it, you know, if need be. It's already done, and that really worked out good. So I didn't address the sails at all, and just monitored the situation, and the boat just cruised right through 8.5 knots, no problem. We got 391 miles left to go, I think, because of that little boost we had. We'd have still been in the 400s. Anyway, we're flogging, been flogging all morning. The wind seems like it's starting to pick up. I may tighten up my preventer. I'm getting tired of hearing that noise. But surfing down these swells that were probably created last night, I'm guessing. And that's it for the update. Okay, just a status update. We're wing on wing, wind vanes doing the steering. We are making no progress. This is the end of the day, April 19th. We've had no wind all day, and I think there's going to be a wind change in direction because everything's dropped off, and I don't know, I'm hoping some wind comes out of the south maybe. Anyway, just motoring, waiting to see what happens. Okay, April 20th still. Just set up the wing on wing. It's stabilizing itself, I believe. And we are, I don't know if you see that, but we're doing 2 knots and heading roughly in the right direction. Waiting on wind. You know, I just poked my head outside, and I haven't seen another soul for probably 4 days since I got about 150 miles off the East Coast. I look outside and there's a freighter right there. He's gonna pass in front of me, but out of the blue in the middle of the ocean. It's amazing. It's 5 o'clock, April 20th, 285 miles left to go to Bermuda. The wind filled in about 11 o'clock this morning, and we've been averaging 5 knots wing on wing all day, just like this. Excellent. The best downwind sail that I've ever had. Just phenomenal. It's the morning of April 21st, day 8 of the passage. It's just 10 after 9. I believe we've got 216 nautical miles left to go in this passage. We stayed wing and wing all night last night until about 6 o'clock this morning. Of course, I had detuned the rig, or let's just, reef the rig before I went to bed just in case, which didn't turn out to be necessary. When I got up, we were heading more north than when I went to bed, so I shook out the reef. Well, actually, strike that. I took down the wing on wing, put us on a broad reach, shook out the reef, but almost immediately put the reef back in because we were not sustaining 7 knots, but it just kept going up until we were seeing more 7 than we weren't. And the wind is supposed to pick up today, so I went ahead and reefed early, I guess you would say. We are now maintaining between 5 and 6 knots. That's expected to go up. And we're currently heading on a broad reach, between 86 and 90 degrees, so perfect right towards Bermuda. Everything is going absolutely smooth, unbelievably smooth, as a matter of fact. I don't normally get this lucky. Okay, this is day 8. It looks like the race is on. There's a gale coming in, and it's going to meet me at Bermuda. So I've put up full sail. We're doing 7.3, trying to beat that thing there. It's the morning of day 9 of our passage. We are currently 76.9 miles away from the westernmost tip of Bermuda, trying to race a gale that's supposed to show up there the day after we do. However, the gale's already forming just north of us, and and we're feeling the effects of that now. We've got the boat sailing, you know, 6 knots, 6.5 is our average speed in the water. We've seen as much as 8.8. That's our max. You know, normally, obviously, I don't push the boat this hard, but we do have a sense of urgency now to get in there. We'll be getting in tonight around 10 o'clock p.m. Okay, Hove 2 last night, about 20 miles west of Bermuda. Just didn't want to come in at night under those conditions. Conditions are, you know, the same now, but at least it's daylight. Just thought I'd make a day 10 video and give you a snapshot of what's going on. This is the end of the sail. Made it in safe and sound during the gale. The photograph of the wind graphic is the actual one from the 23rd when I sailed in. I sailed in under a double reef main and was able to point to weather in those conditions. I'm looking at the tower they used to give me the sea conditions. According to Bermuda radio is what they're called, their weather station was reading 36 knot winds and they were reading 12-foot seas. So the Pearson Vanguard, not only was I able to come in on the south side of the island, I was able to point to weather enough to stay the appropriate distance offshore, which they wanted 1 mile for a seawall or something like that. I was able to come around, and once I got to the east side of the island, and motor sail in up the channel in those conditions with the Vanguard. Obviously there were some things that took place while I was Hove 2. I rigged up this thing to, when I was Hove 2, I wanted to put a preventer on the boom just so I can get some rest in those conditions, and I wanted to do it quickly. So I hooked up a clip to the end of a rope, tied the bowline on that, pulled the boom in quickly, slapped the clip on, let the boom back out as quick as I could, then went up on the bow and tied off the preventer. Well, the clip I used had a matter of fact, it's right here, had this rope on it. That's the clip I used. It got wrapped around the topping lift jammed up. When the boat would come up into weather while Hove 2 and then fall back off, when it came up and the sail flogged, it wrapped up that rope around the topping lift, snapped the topping lift off. So when the next morning when I went to sail in, I was going to put the third reef in that I have rigged on the sail, and I wasn't able to do that because as soon as I dropped the main halyard, the boom went into the water. So I was able to get the boom back up with the second reef line, put the sail back up just barely, and so I came in with too much sail, but luckily I had the wind vane helping with the weather helm that was ridiculous. Had I got the third reef on, it would have been no problem for this boat to point to weather in those in 12-foot seas and 36 knot winds. Now I wasn't seeing that. They were seeing that at their weather station, which looks like it's maybe 200 feet above sea level, so it would have been a little bit less, but still it's pretty radical. The Pearson Vanguard came in flying colors the next morning, and we made it here safe and sound. Obviously, if you look at that graphic, we were just on the southern end of that gale, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been.